Found one of the ways that I learn the best is by teaching things that I have studied. It kind of helps it to get ingrained into my head. So the ways that I have come up to remember the cardiac meds are, one, through a sort of association with the colors of the rainbow, which I'll show you in a little bit, and two, by this. 4A, B, C, D / V. And what those letters stand for is "4A" stands for ACE inhibitors. Angiotensin II receptor blockers, or ARBs, alpha 1 blockers, and alpha 2 agonists. The B stands for beta blockers. The C stands for calcium channel blockers. The D stands for digoxin. And the V stands for vasodilators. So, there is that. Now I'm going to go ahead and break these down a little bit more. That helps you remember the groups. But now we have to remember what are in the groups. So, in ACE inhibitors, they are the prils. Well, prils. Now, I know this is kind of far-fetched for some people who haven't read the book The Hunger Games, but I have, and so this kind of helps it to stick in my head. One of the secondary characters in the book her name is Prim. And Prim likes to help people who are injured. So she uses ACE bandages. And that's just what sticks in my head. So if you like that, then you can go ahead and use that. The second A are ARBs. And this one is also quite far-fetched, but it sticks in my head. I have come up with ARB sounds like arg, which is what pirates say. Pirates are bad. Satan is bad. And Satan sounds like sartan. Which are the R's? They end in sartan. Well, sartan. I'm sorry. So that's my little way of remembering the R's. Let me erase this. This board is horrible. Anyway, the next A is alpha 1 blockers. And alpha 1, when I think of alpha 1, I think of the first, alpha, A. What's the opposite of A? The other end of the spectrum is Z, for Zosin. And that is what the alpha 1s end in, is Zosin. And the last A are alpha 2s. And they are another name for, the long phrase for them is centrally acting. Alpha 2 agonists. Centrally acting. C A. C for ketopress, and A for aldomet. Okay? So that's how I remember the A's. The B's are the beta blockers. And beta blockers, when I think of beta, things are usually in a beta stage before they come out in like a full stage, whether it be apps on your phone or different electronics. They come out in a beta stage. And beta sometimes they're kind of ridiculous when they come out in beta stage because they haven't worked out all the bugs. So I think beta is funny. LOL, laugh out loud. Beta is funny. So beta blockers end in LOL. And I also, a way to remember what they do is beta modes, like the beta modes of like apps and stuff, are slow. Most of the time they're slow because they don't have any of the bugs worked out. So they slow everything down by blocking the beta receptors in the heart. So I remember beta, slow. So that's my B. C. calcium channel blockers. Okay? Now this one, think of channel. So think of a channel of water, okay? And along that channel are pine trees. That is because the calcium channel blockers end in pine or pine, however you like to say it, except for a few. And one of the ways I remember is also along this channel there is, pardon my drawing because I'm a terrible drawer, a windmill, which stands for verapamil. So that's how I remember that. D is for digoxin, and I think of a surfer dude, and yeah, this is my surfer dude. Let's put some shorts on him. Surfer dude. And he says, I dig it, man. Take it easy. In other words, the digoxin slows things down, takes it easy, slows down the impulses in the AV node, which thus giving the ventricle time to fill and expand, and you get a bigger ventricular force. So I think of the surfer. And the last one, V, is for vasodilators. Now, this one let's see here. Oh, yes. So I think of it two different ways. Because there's two main meds that are vasodilators. There is presaline, which I took saline, vaso from vasodilators, lean, Vaseline. So there's one, and also vasodilators. They dilate the vessel. So a minnow can swim through. So a minnow can swim through it. Minnow being minoxidil. So, I know some of these are far-fetched, but they help me. So, you're saying, well, there's still a whole bunch of meds. And that's where my second part comes in, which is the rainbow. So, I have red, orange, pretend that this is yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. I know they're the same color purples, but that's all the markers I had. So, red is for thrombolytic because clots are red. Orange. I only thought of orange because orange and opioids both start with an O. So I thought that one fit. Now my yellow, remember this is supposed to be yellow, it's for diuretics, and that is because yellow is the color of urine. Green is for, I have to get down here, lipid lowering agents, because I think of bile being green. Blue for nitrates, because the nitrates act mainly on the veins, and veins we think of being blue. Indigo, I have, I'm just going to write these out here, then I'll move. Anticoagulants. that because, let's see. Oh yeah. If blood doesn't coagulate, it produces a hematoma. And hematomas are purple. And the same thing for anti-platelets. If you have too much of that, creates a hematoma, and hematoma are purple. So, there is that. Now, just like the other ones, I'm going to go through each one, kind of tell you how I remember the drugs in each of them. So, first one is thrombolytic, focusing on the lytic part. They lyse, which kind of sounds like ACE. Thrombolytic, they lyse. It kind of sounds like ACE. Thrombolytics and in ACE. Next one is opioids. Let's see here. Well, I don't have anything for opioids. I just know what opioids are, and I know what they do. So, I don't have anything for that. I don't have anything for diuretics either. But when it comes to the lipid lowering, I think of fats, stain your clothes. So stain, I get statins. Okay. Blue is, like I said, nitrates. Okay. So nitrates, or nitroglycerin, and rates for isosorbide mononitrate, and the isosorbide dinitrate. right. That brings us to the anticoagulants. Let me erase this here. So the only one I have for anticoagulant is, well, no, I have two of them, is heparin is helping. Heparin is helping. And because it helps the antithrombin inactivate clotting factors. So heparin helping. And then Coumadin I think of as Coumadin with a K because it's an antagonist to vitamin K. Okay. And the last one is antiplatelet, and I am sorry, I do not have a method for remembering those meds. I just know them because I've used them so often, but unfortunately I can't help anyone out with that one. So I hope that works for you guys. Hopefully I can rewatch this and it'll help me as well. So good luck on Monday and see you all in class.